what I'm super excited about, and one of the reasons we're, having this conversation right now, is that we've got big news to announce. I think you do too. And you talk about your core values. We talk about our previous experience, and in really no other universe would it be able to happen.
Connect with us on the Emotion Wellness Podcast for a transformative journey of human connection. Witness personal stories, improve your mental health education, and acquire valuable resources for optimizing your well-being. Delve into the raw and courageous narratives of individuals who have thrived through adversity, gained clarity amongst the ashes, and emerged with an unshakable mindset. Available on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And visit emotionwellness.com for more information.
What's up? My name is Jason Turner, and this is the Emotion Wellness Podcast. We are back in the studio with Mr. Frank Parisi.
I'm back.
What's up? When was the last time you were here, dude?
Oh, man.
You said March, I think?
I think it was March.
Yeah.
It might have been, March.
What have you been up to since March?
I wrote the book. The book became a bestseller. So in Canada, Germany, and America.
That's badass.
I started Embrace Abundance coaching program. Been doing some motivational speaking. So that's what I've been doing, dude.
I've been seeing a lot more traction. You seem to be all over the place.
I'm all over the place. Yeah. I've been all over the internet, posting a lot of content daily. Done a lot of traveling this summer, which was really good. I got to spend a lot of time with my son and just focus on, the coaching, rolling out the coaching program, travel. And honestly, just really like having time for the first time in my life, because I've been going so long with work and business. It was like the first time, because of the business thing that had happened, to where like I wasn't on that like constant from like 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. grind. Mm-hmm. It was like the first time in years that I've had that space to be able to actually like embrace the bestseller. Like I was in New York when I got the bestseller, and it was like to actually like have nothing going on besides that at that moment was really freaking cool, man. Like this past year has been so many life lessons, but the most beautiful thing is like been like the time, dude. The time that I've had and to spend with my family, man. This summer has been really amazing.
Well, ever since we've known each other a while now, since your surgery and all of that, which we covered in the last podcast, right? It's like there's been this evolution for you of recognition of like what's important, who I am, what my purpose is, what my mission is. So since that last visit, what else has anything else come to you from a spiritual or reflection? Has the space that you've been sitting in, the time that you've had, has that opened you up to any more truths?
Yes, I've definitely became more clear on who I am as a man, where I want to go, and how I'm going to get there. It's kind of like the first time in my life that I've had like so much clarity on my life and who I want to do it with. A lot of times in the past in business, especially, when you're starting to come up in life, it's kind of like, especially if you have a family and you have kids, you're trying to, you're looking at the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the opportunity is more important than the alignment. But I feel that over time with me and learning through business and all the things that I've been through in my life, I've gotten clear that not every opportunity is the right opportunity. And I got clear on that the moves that I'm making is going based off of vibration and frequency and alignment and vision and core values. So like how I move now, like I've come to the realization that I truly do create the world around me. Like I am the universe, I am God within me, and I get to create like this world around me. Like for a long time, I was in relationships with people that I was just in this pattern of having this relationship with them, but there was really no growth in it. There was no objective from that relationship. Nothing was coming from the relationship. And now it's like the old energy has flown out, bro. It's been super strange the past year because a lot of the people that I hung with, I don't anymore. A lot of obviously the business dealings, like those have fell to the wayside, the old business dealings, and this whole new energy has started to take place within me. And through that process, I believe that other energies are coming into my life. There's been really cool opportunities and people that have come into my life that have replaced the old energies, you know, and that's the thing, brother. Like the thing that I'm following is the energy. You know, I had a lot of opportunities after, not just with this stuff that I'm doing with the coaching and the book and the motivational speaking, but like as far as like in our industry, like I've had opportunities to do a lot of different things with a lot of different people, and I've met with so many different people because I've been out since April of the substance abuse and mental health field. But I'm not making decisions to work with companies or individuals based off of the opportunity. It's
dollar, like the dollar figure.
The dollar, bro. Yeah. It's not about the dollar no more, dude. Because the quality of your life is it's basically your quality of your life is about the people in your life and who you move with in your life, you know? And these are all lessons that I had to learn. Mm-hmm. One thing I've learned is that, like, again, like, even through the heart transplant, because, like, this year has been major things for me, brother. I mean, you're talking about, I had 4 surgeries, I lost my life, I got saved, I had a heart transplant, I wrote this book, you know, I had other business dealings that, you know, were really ugly, and it is what it is. But like, these are all major life events in your life. Like right now, I can't even tell you because I don't talk about it. Like my CMV came back in my heart. Like I'm sick right now, dude. Like you can't get it, but it's like my own virus. Mm. But I'm still out here doing the workout. I'm doing the cold plunge. I'm doing the sauna. I'm showing up. You know what I mean? Like we all have these, I have these burdens that I have to, or whatever they are, whatever you want to call them, that I have to deal with my new reality. And it's like, how do I create a better quality of life for myself with everything going on around me? It's the people, bro. Yeah. It's the people, bro. You know, and a lot of old energy had to leave so that new energy could come in, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally relate to that. When I was, you know, I've been walking around with the dream for emotion for a long time. And it was a really, as a lot of people will say when they develop something or create something or create a business or follow their, whatever it is, their dream, right? I found myself, and I don't have kids or family, but I found myself moving in directions where it was like, oh, okay, I'm going to get paid X. It's somebody else's worries. I just have to show up and do work. And I didn't understand that I was like lying to myself and that I was self-sabotaging my own dream in exchange for comfort in the moment, right? And I had a lot of lessons to learn in that.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of inner work to do, mainly around reclaiming self, getting my relationship with self right, which was like, oh, okay, are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to take the leap? Are you going to... And when I did that, I had to make some choices, you know, and I know a little bit about, you know, your background business-wise and as you do with me, and we've worked together in other programs, you know what I mean? And I found myself with the truth one day that I have been hiding because I was scared, because like it was easier, you know, it was easier to align myself with people that I knew I didn't necessarily want to be around, or they weren't my people, but they were going to cut me a check every month in exchange for my services.
Right.
And sometimes that check number was good enough to have me overlook my own morals, values, and ideas about how it needs to be done. And the cost of that was far greater than any amount I ever put in my bank account.
I agree with you.
You know?
I agree with that.
So just hearing you say that, you know, I've been watching, you know, we're super close. I get the privilege of seeing behind the curtain, and I've witnessed you have to sort that out for yourself. Like, got bills to pay, got a lifestyle. Not just that. I think for you, the most important piece that I've picked up on is legacy for your son and your wife.
Absolutely.
And leaving them in good hands.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so it's there's a lot at stake there. So making decisions are like, well, do I take because you have offers all the time, I know, that are significant.
They're very attractive.
Easy money, doing what you do. And I have so much admiration for your mindset, which is like, yeah, I would do that, but I got to do it with the right people.
Correct.
I will do that, but I have to do it in a way that I feel good, and it's reciprocity. Like I'm getting something for my soul, not just for my bank account and for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Core values are so important, bro. In business, if we don't vibrate on the same frequency and we don't have the same core values, then it's gonna end up not on the same page.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I totally get that.
I always say, when we move in synergy, we move further and we move faster, you know, when we're all in one sync. But when things are not in vibration, then that throws a lot of stuff off. And these are all lessons that I'm constantly learning, bro. 44 years old, I'm still learning every day. I want to continue to learn. I would like to stop learning through my own personal experiences.
My own pain? Yeah.
I would like to start learning a little bit more from observing, take it a step back. And I do that too, but like I've learned some very amazing lessons this year. And again, it's like whenever things happen in life, I never ever look at, even if I'm done dirty, out of the 100%, 90%, if I'm done dirty 90%, I leave that aside. It has nothing, because I can't change that. But why I got to look at my part in this stuff, even in the recent stuff that I've been through with business, like what was my part in this stuff, and how can I get better from this?
Well, like so many things for me, and I think it's the same for you. I think it's for all of us. I just think you have to be in a position to see it. The really bad shit that I created for myself and made choices, and then there's always multiple sides of it, but the really bad stuff has been the greatest teacher.
Always.
They were gifts. I didn't see them at the time, because I wasn't going to move otherwise. Like, I was in a situation where I didn't understand the truth about myself, and I understand what I was capable of, and I didn't have a belief in myself that said I could do it. And so I was making these decisions to protect myself, and those people that I made decisions with, the situation got painful enough for me to go, wait, I got to take a different look. And that forced me to see what I needed to see, which was like, if you're going to be in this industry, and I know this for a fact, if I was going to stay in the field that I'm currently in, the substance use mental health field, in the treatment world, I had to do it myself. I couldn't do it for anybody else. I just couldn't.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like, it's either like, you know, I stood out.
Yeah, I never made really any friends either. So.
Because of that reason, dude. You know, because of that reason, dude. Because I truly feel the same way, man. Like, it's very few out here. It's very ugly to business when you get up in the business.
Oh, you and I are going to do a show later.
So
here's the crazy part.
It's actually disgusting.
The average person has
no idea.
And I'm going to give one quick example. So this will be a teaser for the next show we're going to do, but I'm going to tell you a real life scenario here in San Antonio. Because I got horror stories from Arizona.
What about with me?
Dude.
Look at what happened with me. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah. But I'm talking about clients, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people who are and I definitely know that you were done dirty, and I'm happy to talk all about that. What people know me, but I'm telling you right now, like the thing that fires me up is there's a population of people who are suffering, and there's people who can help, and the same people who can help manipulate and use the individual circumstances to their advantage, and they treat them like shit, and they get poor treatment. They get blamed when it doesn't work out. But we had a guy, he's here in our program. downtown, had we are a program that works contracts with insurance companies so we can offer our services to more people, right? It's the very small margins because of all the stuff that we do, but that's important to me, right? He's got an insurance policy that he's been paying for his treatment with. It's working out. He comes out of his sober living home downtown. A guy approaches him and says, I'll give you $50 to sign up with this insurance company.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Here's what he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
All he knows is I'm going to get a quick 50.
Yeah.
Insurance is currently paying my treatment, so it should still pay it. Doesn't understand the deductible is going to change. The coverage is going to change. It's a completely different. So guess what happens? He gets the insurance policy, switches, right? So now here's the issue. This guy's in a process that's actually helping him out that he desperately needs, which is in our program, right? Now we're not getting paid. So someone stepped in his way, got him to paid for him to sign up on a new policy. Now his coverage is gone. He can't work with us anymore. And he's left high and dry for $50 because he's in a vulnerable state in his life and he's not making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the person who sold him the policy knew it. Right? So I have two choices now as an owner, right? What's the smart business play? Well, can't give you a scholarship. I can't keep giving this thing away. But if I don't, what happens to him? Do you see so it's this ripple effect of like the individual gets screwed. The guy who's trying to make it, like this program, we're trying to do business, I get screwed. It's a bad thing for everybody. Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
And that's just one tiny piece of a million stories like that are way worse. And the average person has no idea.
No idea.
Like no idea what goes on behind the curtain.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the stuff that really infuriates me. And I'd love to do a show with you at some point about that. What I'm super excited about, and one of the reasons we're, having this conversation right now is that we've got big news to announce. I think you do too. And you talk about your core values. We talk about our previous experience, and in really no other universe would it be able to happen, I believe, because I know what you're worth. You know what I mean? I know what you bring to the table. So, and I got to be honest with everyone out there, when he's talking about his alignment and his core values and where he's at in life, like we can't afford you. Really, what you command and what you should, I can't afford that right now. We're just not there, right? But you are willing to start something with us, right?
Absolutely.
So just so you all know,
yes,
Frank and Frank Parisi and Emotion Wellness are going to partner up.
Yes, we are.
And I'm super excited about that.
So am I.
Dude, it's like
so excited.
This morning
I love this program. It's the best program ever.
This morning was dope.
So dope. I mean, I come in here and there's PHP clients working out. We get a freaking workout with them. Mm-hmm. We do those rounds. Then we get into a sauna. And then my first cold plunge. I mean, are you kidding me? Wait, who's doing this work?
Well, you walk in the
Who's doing this work? Then the storytelling work that's going. Who's doing this in the United States? Who's doing this? Nobody. It resonates with who I am. It aligns with me perfectly. The only reason I ever went to that other place and worked for all those years and helped them was because of you, because you had that other program there. That was the only reason I went there. It was based off alignment, off of what you were brought to the table, Jason. Yeah. So this just made the most sense. I had to sit out for a long time because we spoke. You came to my house and we spoke, and that was a while ago, right? And I still had to sit back. And I've gotten many offers, but this aligns with me, bro, with my spirit. Everything that you got going on here, even the workouts this morning, having the clients pushing each other. You guys pushing me in the gym, feeling like that connection. And then everything that comes up during those workouts too, dude, like the internal dialogue, because like I was always savage and you're kicking my ass. So there's that internal dialogue of that, Yeah,
and that's one part of the story. And then I kept reminding you, like, so what people don't know is Frank has to use his watch, to make sure his heart rate doesn't get above a certain
155.
Level. And I was, we were partnering this morning. And it's like, that's your story, right? That comes up for you. And what comes up for me is like, just awe of the fact that here's a guy who your current situation, the average person isn't even like out of their house at that time yet. They're probably sitting down in front of the TV, watching something, eating something they're not supposed to, doing something to their body that's not going to benefit them, right? Because they're stuck in a place of maybe victimization and, and it's normal. I'm not knocking that. I'm saying that that's a common piece of the puzzle for a lot of people, which is like, why is this happening to me? Oh, poor me. I'm sick. I had this situation. It's not fair. I'm too young, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And you don't have any of that going on. What you have is this mindset that's like, I'm going to show up and just do the work. And watching you go through your mindset, which was like, hey, I'm going to have to take it easy. I'm going to yeah, bro, like do what you have to do. And you still had an amazing experience.
Absolutely.
Like with the actual process and what happened for you. And in a pool of like people, if you think of like a bidding on a job, right? So like a construction project and a bunch of people submit bids, like I want everybody to know, we came in at the lowest bid possible. Like there was when Frank. I just want to highlight that because I love real shit. Like people know me. Like the thing I get complimented on the most, and it's also the thing that cuts most people, is like I'm just the same no matter what. Like I don't change. I'm not gonna morph into anything. I'm gonna be who I need to be. Now, if I've got issues and I've got to correct some stuff, I'm gonna do that. But I'm talking about like authenticity, 100% all the time. It's really all I have, right? When I see it in other people, I fucking love it. So I want people to know for real, I'm saying like when Frank talks about his process, and I got to watch him go through yeah, bro, I can't do it. I think you know what I mean? Like back and forth. It was just allowing you to do what you needed to do. And then you messaged me and you got real clear and you're like, bro, this is a spiritual thing for me. Like this has everything to do with doing what I love to do versus what I think I have to do in order to like survive. And I'm going to trust this process and I'm going to bet all on me.
Yes.
And that's beautiful.
Yes, my brother. And like, that was my mindset for a long time. And then I think what happens, we go through seasons in life, but it was always like that, bro. Like it was always moving through spirit. And I think like along the lines, like things happen in life. And sometimes like we have to always keep the sword sharp. I always talk about keeping the sword sharp. And sometimes we don't keep them as sharp as we need to at times. And then we kind of get off course with things, and then stuff happens and you get more clear, man. Get more clear on who you are as an individual, your purpose here. My life is not just about me, brother. It's bigger than me. I want to leave legacy. I want to leave impact. I want to see people's lives change. I want to have a hand in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like what you're doing here, what emotion is doing, all that's happening, bro. It aligns with who I am as a human being. You really give a shit about these clients, pouring into them. I mean, elevating their vibration, doing the deep work within them. I mean, this just resonates with everything. And really, this is what people are missing in our society. Not just substance abuse and mental health. In society, this type of mindset. Like it aligns everything and even what I'm doing with my coaching program, bro. It's all about mindset. It's all about putting in the new iOS program, and constantly upgrading it, man. That's what we do. We keep upgrading our program. Just like the phones need an upgrade, so do us as human beings, man. And constantly in that evolution and elevation, man. It's just amazing stepping in here. The energy in this place is just this. I've never been around it in treatment before in my life, ever. It's fucking amazing.
That. I think the thing that when you were just talking about, what came to my mind was when I was in the place of selling myself short, making those choices for safety. Regardless of the paycheck, I think the creative process was stifled. So I wasn't able to create. It was more, I had to operate. I had to perform. I had to do what was in front of me. That's what I'm being paid for. And what I think what fuels you at this stage in your life through your life experiences and what fuels me more than anything is the ability to create.
Yeah.
And create opportunities for change. The individual has to step in and make the changes, but we do lay out the environment and a platform to create change with their participation.
Absolutely.
So being able to have the creativity, that energy flowing through me, that's super, super important in my life. And it's worth more than any paycheck, you know what I mean? That I've been given. And then being able to, the way you're talking about, being able to create with the right people. So I feel like we were talking this morning about some of the stuff we're going to do working together, and, you know, Casey, Jamie, Melissa, the key players at Emotion. These are the people who've been here since day one. They are, and this is probably common sense for most people. I just takes me a little bit longer than the average bear. But when I really got rocking with building Emotion, the one thing I knew was important, but I hadn't really had the experience yet. So it's like, we can talk about any subject. We could talk about a workout, right? And like what will happen, and then you go out and do it very different. Right. So I didn't have the experience of building my own, starting something from zero, like no structure, no building, you know, put all the tiles in, put all the soundboards in, I put all the equipment together. Building it from scratch, I had no idea how important the team was. Mm. Like, you can have a dream. Mm-hmm. You can be the guy with the vision. Mm-hmm. And very few people, I think, pull it off alone. You know, I certainly wasn't going to be able to do that. And so when I look around at my team, I think, holy shit, thank God. Thank God for Casey. Thank God for Jamie. Thank God for Melissa. Thank God for you coming on board at this point, because I can see now with my experience, we're at that stage. Like we're at the growth stage. You're a huge piece of the next phase of our growth. The development that the team's gone through, the changes that I've had to go through as a leader, as somebody who's part of this process too, all of us have been getting prepared for what's coming.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah. It's wild.
I love it.
Well, so tell me about this morning for you, just individually. When you went through the workout, give me what was running through your head.
First, it was like, I do this. My mind was like on like the second round. It was like, all right, you could do this, but your watch is saying 160 heart rate. Yeah. So then it was like, fuck. I ain't gonna lie. It was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, that was the internal dialogue. Like, you know, it was almost like it fell for a minute to the victim, you know? Mm-hmm. And it was like, fuck, I used to be able to. But then it went to, fuck, bro, you're 44 years old. You know, how many motherfuckers are 44 years old even doing this type of workout? And you just had a heart transplant last year.
And you're sick.
And I have CMV right now. Like, I'm on antivirals. I just started taking, because I get my blood work every 2 weeks. So it popped up. I was starting to feel a little down. But it was that internal dialogue. But it's cool. Like, that's why I love working out too, bro. You learn so much about yourself through like the pain. I find like through suffering, we learn a lot about ourselves. And that's why I like to work out, because you kind of suffer in the workout. You know, you're pushing through some stuff and you get to learn a lot about yourself in that. So I went from like the poor me victim bullshit in my mind. And the beautiful thing about it was like I was hearing like Jamie and Nelly be like, come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. And you know, you don't like, I don't work out in groups like that. You know, maybe it's like me and one dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I usually by myself in my garage. But to have that too was like, fuck. And really what I felt with it, man, was love. I swear. I felt love.
Yeah, the connection for sure.
Total connection, dude. And the energy of the group. It was amazing, man. But yeah, it was like a range of emotions within the workout, man. Yeah.
It's interesting too, because I've been wrestling with some just injury body stuff that hasn't allowed me to perform to where I'm used to.
Yeah.
This morning was one of the rare moments in the last probably 2 months where I felt super good and I was able to put the pedal down. But there's this governing process, like a governor, right, that regulates your tempo in the physical realm, which is like my decisions 2 weeks ago are impacting my current ability in the gym, meaning I chose to not do mobility. I chose to not get good sleep. I chose to all these things these are little decisions every single day.
Affection.
And when you take that from the gym space and you start to expand it for someone's life, I decided to scroll on social media and not put effort into my own building of my own process, or I opted to not write the assignment that my mentor gave me that I bought into a process and I decided, you know what I mean? I started making these choices, and then 3 months down the road, my progress is stifled not because I'm a victim, because of choices that I've made. So I think for a lot of people, especially with substance use disorder, it's hard for us, based on the conditioning process of chemicals and the way that the addiction works, it's hard for us to imagine the reward out in the future because we're so conditioned to right here, right now. And you don't go to the gym and get the results for a while, right? So it's like a lot of effort and suffering and struggle in the immediate present moment for freedom, strength, and mobility and rewards down the road. Whereas like addiction is like instant relief currently for suffering down the road. You know, it's about switching those gears for people. And it happens a lot. I mean, a lot of people come in and I've been doing this for 13 years now with this population. I've never had anyone come in and not been surprised by what they can do, regardless of where they're at and regardless of where they were. I've had people come in and be like, they always make excuses. My doc says, if I had a nickel for every time a doctor told somebody not to move, you know what I mean? And like, take it easy. But the other part of that is they'll say, well, I used to be this or I used to be that. And so they've got a story about, I'm not going to show up the way that I used to be. But okay, so that was in your prime. Where were you yesterday at 8 o'clock? Oh, you were passed out in your bed and you weren't doing anything and you were waking up with an emotional hangover and a lot of shame and guilt. And today you decided to step into an arena that's uncomfortable, anxiety producing, has all kinds of potential to, in your brain, make you look foolish. You're going to do it anyway. You do it anyway. And then all of a sudden you feel amazing. Right? Yeah. You feel connected to people. You feel stronger. And so that process for me has been a lifesaver in my own recovery journey. You know, that's a big reason why we do a lot of the stuff that we do here. I will say, what I want to say, this is really cool for me this morning. So you know me, like you've seen my philosophy and what we do, but you hadn't ever really experienced it here. No. So today was like your actual experience. Yes. And when you walked in and you were like, dude, there's so much shit going on. It's like 7:30 in the morning. There's like a team of people doing yoga.
Dude, it was amazing.
Like, you know, and it's one of those things.
7:30 in the morning. It was already like going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
good vibration.
You felt the energy immediately in that. And then the more we started talking, you kept picking up on like, oh, damn, there's a real vibe here. Like this is, and I think, you know, and here's what I tell everybody a lot is, look, fitness and mental health, the effects of it have been documented since the earliest times. Yes. Like we're talking 600 BC. There's records of an Indian doctor saying physical movement seems to work better for people than not. Like it makes people healthier.
Right.
We didn't create that. We didn't invent that. I didn't create cold water. I didn't create sauna. We've created an opportunity to put a bunch of stuff under one roof. But what I am most proud of is it's the way that we do it. It's the way we set it up. And it's the way that the client experiences it. That's where the juice is for us, right? As people who work here. And I think you got to see that this morning. So it's super
phenomenal, bro. And it's like, how many lessons could you learn through a workout like through that? You know what I mean?
Oh, and that's so cool. It's like afterwards, right? Some groups will take our we'll like look at that, and everybody comes up with something unique to themselves and different.
Absolutely,
right?
bro. Like while I was working out, because we were in here, I was just like really observing myself. You know what I mean? In it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why I just love the gym, because it teaches you so much, bro, because it's very similar to starting a business, right? Like I remember coming out of the hospital and like could only squat with 5-pound dumbbells, you know? But like it didn't stop me. I knew.
Well, that's what I love about your process. Like my new reality is this. And you weren't somebody who picked up fitness after.
No.
Like you went into a heart transplant as a savage fitness person.
Yes.
So coming out of there, everything had descended.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
To a very and you never once said like anything close to like, fuck this, I don't want to do it. Why me? It was always, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. This is what I got to do.
Delayed gratification. but I knew by this year now what I would look like. I had the vision, you know? And the gym teaches us so much that with business. You have the vision of all this.
Yeah.
You started with one nail in this thing right here. Look at what you've created.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like you're putting in work and there's no result. Same thing with the fitness. There's so many lessons in it, bro. And then not even that. It's not just about the time we put in the gym. It's like, what about your sleep? You know, your diet, your nutrition. What does all that look like? And there's so many. I love discipline. I'm like a disciplined person. I'm a discipline junkie because I feel like everything gets accomplished with discipline.
Well, it provides structure. Think about
everything is created through discipline.
How many people do you know, Casey? How many people do you know, and anyone listening, right? How many people have the experience of knowing somebody or themselves as an active addiction, and they're the person when they go to treatment they do super well. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because it's discipline. Mm-hmm. Right? It's you have places to be. It's not, you don't really have to figure it out. All you got to do know is, okay, I got an 8 o'clock group. I got to get there. I got to get up. I have to do these things. I didn't have the experience of treatment when I was in my addiction. I had the experience of Uncle Sam in the military. Mm-hmm. And I did really well in the military because of the discipline. It was like, it kept me on track. It kept me moving forward. So I totally agree with that. Here's the other thing that I think for you, I can see it really clearly. Your process, when you think about like starting over, having to squat way less weight, having everything be extra effort, you talk about like what that produces, right? From obviously you changed your body physically and you had a vision. What I think those are all amazing byproducts of what really took place for you, which is that you're not a completely different person. You're like, who you are is who you are. Mm-hmm. You had a lot of, we say fuck the noise. You had a lot of noise before the surgery. And it was a lot of chasing this, chasing that, you know, stuck in the cycle of, you know, trying to make the money and do all the things. It's like all of your process of engaging in the discipline, suffering, doing the hard thing. What it appears to me has happened is it cleared the way for you to be in this present vibration that you have. It's like, that's the end result. Yeah. The end result is you got clarity on purpose, meaning, freedom, which is like, okay, I'm taking a hit financially for a while, but what's leveled up is, you already talked about it, the time that I spend with my family, the moments I have with my son, like the things that really fucking matter, not the other bullshit. Because I can promise you right now, not getting screwed over anywhere, not having any of the fucked up shit that you had happen in business, none of those people would give a flying fuck about how much time you spend with your kid.
Never.
It doesn't matter. No. And you've been given this opportunity to not only recognize it, but move into it. A lot of people can see it. They're just stuck, whether it's fear, whether it's financial obligations, whatever the reasons. They even if they see it, I see the shore, I need to get there. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Right. You've been able to see it and then figure out how you're going to get to it. Right. And step into it, which is amazing.
I feel like we have to follow, I feel like there's a few things that I've learned. One is once you really, truly get clear on where you want to go and how you're going to get there and who you're going to do it with, the universe will really set that up to make this happen. Yeah. As long as you take massive action daily and you never give up, it will happen. You know what I mean? I'm very clear on that. The other big lesson is that movement has to be through spirit. For me. It can't be through the mind. It has to be through spirit. My spirit has to attract to what I'm moving with. That's why I'm here with you, my brother. Absolutely. I'm here with emotion because it has everything that I'm doing, my brother, moving forward, because it's so strange. And sometimes you hear me talk some deep stuff because it's very deep, and the way I think is deep, and the way I've seen things is different than others. Everything that I move with now is spiritual in nature, bro. My relationships with people are spiritual in nature. The way I move in my life is spiritual in nature. It's all of it is just, it's just this whole spiritual experience, and everything that I'm stepping into is that mindset as well, bro. Even this with emotion, this is spiritual in nature for me, bro.
Yeah, I love that.
This is bigger than just This for me is like, the reason I came here is because I know, I believe, and I see what's going on. You know what I mean? And it's not happening. I'm not knocking anybody. Everyone's got their own thing of how they're helping people. This resonates and aligns with every fiber of my being. This is how I show up in my daily life of what we do here.
Yeah.
It aligns with everything of what I do. You know? It's like, this is what I want. This is raising people's vibrations. We're putting in new operating systems into them while they're here.
Yeah.
We're not just leveling them up on their spirit and their mind. They're actually leveling up their body. You know, that's another thing in our country, man. Like, our world is filled with processed foods and things that make us low vibration. We should be raising everyone's vibration, right? Healthy foods, workouts. Yes, this is stuff that we all should be doing. There's an obesity rate in our country right now. It's out of control.
Yeah.
You don't think that has to do with mental illness? You don't think all these processed foods and no one moving around has to do with why our country's in the shape that it's in? From a mental health standpoint, from a physical standpoint. I love everything we're doing here. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? This is what the world needs.
Oh, absolutely.
Not just mental health and substance abuse. Everyone needs to get off their ass and start moving, dude. They need to start moving and vibrating higher and clearing themselves of all this bullshit, all this processed garbage food that they're feeding us, dude. I mean, the obesity rate, it's out of control. The amount of diabetes in our country, it's out of control. Heart disease, out of control.
Don't even talk about the country.
San Antonio, dude. I mean, I live in Austin. This city is way more unhealthy, bro. The obesity rate here is out of control.
It's interesting. I just saw a thing on social media the other day that I really liked, and I reshared it. But it was something along the lines of the greatest act of rebellion is to be fit and healthy in a society that wants you sick and asleep, basically.
And people don't realize that. They don't realize it.
Well, I'm super glad you and I are going to help wake some people up, dude.
Me too, brother.
Bring them into the fold.
Freaking awesome, bro.
Yeah, I'm super pumped.
I love it. So pumped. I am so pumped.
Thank you for connecting with us on today's episode of the Emotion Podcast, where we discuss all things mental health. Connect every week as we explore incredibly intimate stories of persistence and hope. Delve into mental health education and explore valuable resources. Available on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And visit emotionwellness.com for more information.